Hi there, Catherine Kyle here from greenthickies.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a custom green thickie. So how to tweak a green thickie to your own personal tastes. So hopefully you have made at least the basic green thickie recipe, or perhaps the green thickies detox recipe, and this video will show you how to make that even more delicious and even more to your own personal tastes and your own personal ingredients preferences. So just to recap again, the 6 essential green thickie ingredients are liquid, leafy greens, fruit, protein, a filler, healthy filler, and natural sweetness. And I'm going to show you how to tweak all of these ingredients to your own personal preference. So first of all, you add your own base. So this is the liquid. So you add 2 cups of any of the following liquids. It can either be water or freshly squeezed fruit juice, so it contains the nutrients, any fruit juice you like. Coconut water is a very healthy option. Dairy-free milk, such as almond, oat, rice, or soya milk, and this is much more healthy if you make your own, because the ones you buy in the store can contain some nasty fillers. Coconut milk from a can, from a tin, and also caffeine-free tea like herbal teas. This is a great base because you can get so many more nutrients in your green thickie without even tasting it. So you can put in fruit teas, you can put in green teas, or any herbal teas that you have. You can brew them up and add the liquid into your smoothie, which is, I do this all the time. It's so good for you. You can add ice. You can add up to 1 cup of ice at the end to cool down your smoothie, and you can replace some of the water with this if you like, but it might not blend very well if you take out some of the liquid. So you would have to have a very high-speed blender to put ice in. Or you can add 4 cups of any of the following watery fruit. So did you know that you can actually make a base from fruit? You can make a liquid base from fruit. If you put in 4 cups of watermelon, this blends up into an actual drink, and you can use this as a base for your green thickie, which is pretty amazing, don't you think? You can do the same with pineapple and the same with oranges. And if you want a veggie-based smoothie liquid base, you can actually put in a cucumber. That makes a great liquid base for a green thickie as well. So now we're moving on to choosing your own fruit. So you want to choose 2 cups of creamy fruit. Now, creamy fruit's important so that it tastes sweet, delicious, and it tastes like a dessert. If you don't include creamy fruit, then it might not taste quite as nice, but it depends on how much of a sweet tooth you've got. So I suggest you have 2 cups of creamy fruit like banana, mango, peaches, or pear, or you can have a combination. So you can, if you don't include creamy fruit, you could have 4 cups of non-creamy fruit, because non-creamy fruit has not got as many calories in, so you can actually have more of it. So if you have pineapple, melon, apple, berries, or grapes, you can actually have 4 cups of these non-creamy fruits to make up your green thickie. Or you could have a combination. You could have 1 cup of creamy fruit and 2 cups of non-creamy fruit, and that would make a lovely smoothie as well. And if you're combining fruits, you have 1 to 2 cups of creamy fruits with 1 to 2 cups of non-creamy fruits is a perfect combination. So here are my secret Fill Me Up 20 smoothie filler system. Now this is my list of 20 fillers that you can add to your green thickie, and you can get more information if you go to greenthickies.com/fillers and find out the information there. But if you don't want to go over there, I'm going to very quickly explain it to you now. So part of a green thickie is the healthy filler, which makes sure you have enough calories so you don't feel hungry, you don't need to snack, and you're not going to reach for those unhealthy foods, and you are going to lose weight with these. So these are examples of what you can put in your green thickie recipe. Now these serve 2. So make sure that all of these previous ingredients, these all serve 2. So all of the liquid ingredients. This is to make 2 servings of green thickies. The fruit is to make 2 servings of green thickies. So here we are. So you could put in 3 medium bananas, you could put in 3 small mangoes, 1 medium avocado, 4 tablespoons of coconut butter, 2/3 of a cup of coconut milk from a can or 4 tablespoons of coconut cream, 3/4 of a cup of coconut flour, 3/4 of a cup of dried fruit such as dates, raisins or other plain dried fruit, no sugar on the dried fruit please, 1/3 of a cup of nuts, make sure there's nothing added to the nuts, that they're just plain, 3 tablespoons of nut butter, likewise make sure there's no added ingredients, 1/2 a cup of seeds, again check the ingredients, 3 tablespoons of seed butter, 1 cup of oats, and with all of these make sure that they're only 1 ingredient, they shouldn't be any more than 1 ingredient. So 1 cup of oats, 1 cup of quinoa, 1 cup of buckwheat, 1 cup of sweet potato or white potato, 1.5 cups of cooked drained white beans. Yep, you can actually put beans in your smoothie and they taste creamy and delicious and they don't taste like beans at all. Honestly, 1 cup of tofu, 4 large raw or cooked eggs. Now, I've done this all the time. If you're using raw eggs, be careful. Make sure that you only add like free range eggs that are pasture raised, that you know that that farm has definitely raised those chickens to be free range, that they're outside and they're eating a natural unprocessed diet. That is very, very important when it comes to eating raw eggs. But they are very nutritious. It might sound disgusting, but I did this for a very long time and it felt really, really good. Or you can use my homemade smoothie powder mix or my homemade protein powder mix that you can easily make at home. And all the details of that are on greenthickies.com/fillers. Now, there are some people who do have some questions about some of these ingredients, so let me very quickly answer those questions. So for all fruit, you must make sure that you peel them and chop them. If you buy frozen fruit, you don't have to peel and chop them, which is great. If you use dates, it's better to use fresh dates that haven't been dried, so they're nice and soft. But if you're finding that hard ingredients are too hard, then you might need to soak them the night before. So you can soak dates in some of the smoothie liquid, you can soak oats in some of the smoothie liquid, and you can if you soak nuts and seeds, then soak them in plain water and drain them and rinse them the next day. You don't need to include that water in your smoothie. How else? Quinoa can either be soaked overnight and then rinsed and drained and added to your smoothie, or it can be cooked and added to your smoothie. So that is 1 cup of dried quinoa. Same with buckwheat, then it needs to be either soaked, rinsed and drained and then added to the smoothie, or cooked and added to the smoothie. And the sweet potato or the white potato, they can actually be cooked or raw. Did you know that you can actually eat sweet potato raw? And it's fine for you. It's got so many more nutritious. So I do this all the time. I'm lucky enough that I can get frozen sweet potato that's already been peeled and chopped. So a lot of the time what I do is I just measure out a cup and throw it into my blender, and I don't need to do any peeling or any chopping, which is perfect. I've been doing that for a very long time. With the beans, just make sure that they're rinsed and drained, and that make sure if you're buying them canned, make sure that they don't include any sugar, that the water's not sugared or salted, that is just plain water, or you can cook them yourself. And the homemade smoothie powders and protein powder, that is all on the post if you have a look on there. So hope that has answered all your questions as to how to prepare these smoothie fillers, and there's 20 options, which is pretty amazing. So you are spoiled for choice here as to things that you can add to your green thickies to make sure that they are a complete meal. It's very, very important that you do include these, because we need to make sure we're having enough of the right kind of calories every single day, and this turns them into a complete meal. So now we want to add some taste to our green thickies and tantalise our taste buds. We want to make our green thickies taste as delicious as dessert so that we can't wait to drink them every single day, and that we do so without even having to question it, that's all we do because it's just so tasty. So these are things that you can do. You can add the juice of 1 to 4 limes or lemons, so delicious. 1 teaspoon of vanilla, ginger or cinnamon, or a pinch of cayenne pepper. It makes it nicely spicy and really warming, especially in the winter. That's a really good choice. You could add in 1/4 cup of fresh herbs such as parsley, mint or basil, and if you've never tried this before, it might sound disgusting, but believe me, it is so tasty. There is nothing like the taste on this earth as herbs in your smoothie. It's so good. You have to try it to believe it, honestly. You could add in 1/4 cup of cacao powder, cocoa powder, or carob if you want to avoid the caffeine, which is what I use, carob powder. These all make your smoothie, your green thickie, chocolatey, which is so delicious. You could add in 5 drops of food grade essential oil such as peppermint, orange, lemon, grapefruit or lavender. These are all the flavours that I add in regularly from my essential oil, and be very careful with essential oils, because most essential oils have been adulterated with really harmful chemicals, and even if they say pure, this is false marketing. They're allowed to say it and it's not actually pure. So I suggest you use a therapeutic food grade essential oil, and my choice is Young Living. And if you would love to join my team, then you can go to greenthickies.com/oils, and I would love to have you in my Young Living team. And this is what I use every single day in my green thickies. And there's one thing missing, and in all desserts, pretty much all desserts, you will find some salt added to it, because it balances the flavours, it balances the palate, and it makes it a full, well-rounded flavour. And if you don't include that salt, sometimes it can feel like something's missing, but it just balances out. So not only does it taste great, but it also adds those essential minerals. So just a pinch of salt and that will taste amazing. So finally, how to choose your sweet treat. So this is the final ingredient in your green thickie. We want to sweeten it up and make it taste dessert-like, but we don't want to have any harmful sugars in here, like table sugar, the white sugar. We want to only include healthy sweeteners. So these are my healthy sweeteners of choice. You can have 1/4 cup of liquid sweetener such as maple syrup, honey, molasses or date syrup, or you can just sweeten to taste. You could have 1/4 to 1/2 cup of dried fruit such as dates, raisins, dried apricot or other dried fruit, and my personal choice is dates because they contain so many nutrients and the fibre, which is your body absolutely needs for good health. Or you can include pure stevia to taste. Stevia is very delicate and you hardly need any stevia, just a little pinch or a little tiny drop, and it's so sweet. So just experiment yourself, but start off really small with your stevia, because even if I told you like an 1/8 of a teaspoon, it would probably be too much. So just add in a little pinch or a little drop yourself and experiment with your own stevia. So that is it. We have gone over all of the ingredients that you need to include in your green thickie, all 6 ingredients, and I have shared with you how to tweak these to your own taste. So I hope that's helped you to make your green thickies so delicious, and everyone's got their own taste, and this is my own template that I'm sharing with you, that I have based all of my recipes on this template. So this is my secret that I've never shared before, and I have shared with you now. So I really hope that you make use of it, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.